For me, I realized as a teenager that smoking weed had consequences on my lifestyle. And so a few run-ins with the police, I decided it was time to give that up. And many young people do the same. One of the hardest things that I realized I had to give up and stop was smoking cigarettes. Because I realized I got like an addictive personality. I can't just have one chocolate bar. I had to have 4 or 5 chocolate bars in a day. And it was kind of like the same with cigarettes. When I tried to give up, then I went on to rolling tobacco, and then I went on to small cigars, then I went to big cigars, then I went on to a pipe. I tried lots of different ways of cutting it down, cutting it back, and they just didn't work for me. The only approach and thing that I tried that actually worked and stuck was the Alan Carr's easy way. All right, it's not the comedian Alan Carr, it's ALLENCARRS. Alan Carr's easy way to stop smoking. Now, it was a small book when I bought it, quite a few years ago now. Now, I know a few people that have given up from patches and gum and other things. But quite often those people end up going back onto smoking, that addiction. Now, for me, that book, and I'm not a big reader, you know, I'm not a bit, I wasn't big on science back then. I was quite young. That little small book really changed my perspective. It really changed the framing of what an addiction is, especially to cigarettes. So what's so special about this book? Well, as I said, the way he reframes it and gets you to ask yourself some questions. And he says, you know, don't have your last cigarette until after you've finished the book. So that immediately strikes, well, that's different. Why would you say that? Why say have a cigarette now and don't finish it? Don't say you're gonna have your last one until the end of it. Very interesting perspective that he gives. So a few things he says. Like I said, he highlights the importance of these questions. Like, what do you actually get from it? What do you get from this addiction of cigarettes? You know, because many people say, oh, it relaxes me, it calms me down, it does this, it does that. But when you actually reflect upon it, you never really want anything more than that first puff, that first cigarette. And after that, you don't really want it or need it. So what do you actually get from it? So he talks about that. He also talks about not looking at it as a sacrifice. You're not losing out. You're not missing out. You're not gaining something from it. In fact, if it was, if you were offered a pill to get rid of cancer, let's say you had cancer and you had a pill you could take to get rid of it, you would, wouldn't you? You would take that pill. You would pay a lot of money for that pill to stop getting cancer. So this is kind of like the opposite. Something you can do to stop getting cancer or to minimize the chances of getting cancer by not having a cigarette. All right. Also, he talks a lot about the brainwashing. Now, I thought that was very interesting because it's not something you sort of look at before, brainwashing. And you can also talk about the lobster effect. Whereas if you have one lobster in a bucket, it will escape. But if you have multiple or more than one lobster in a bucket, it will never escape because the other ones are pulling it back down. Don't want to be alone. Oh, come outside for a cigarette. Come outside. Yeah, come with me. We're going to go have a fag. Come on, come outside. Nobody wants to be alone when they're smoking, because actually it's quite a horrible, lonely, antisocial thing to do. Plus the fact you've got to put up with the weather pouring down with rain and stinking of cigarettes. And also about the timing. When is it a good time? Oh, not now, I'm just going through a divorce. Oh, not now, I'm just having trouble at work. Oh, not now, you know, the children are giving me problems. There's never ever a good time to give up smoking. So he mentions in the book, which is quite interesting because it's kind of true. There's always some stress happening in your life.
Around is just nature everywhere. Trees, fields, insects,
And then the book kind of explains that you're giving yourself the freedom from that ball and chain of smoking and being imprisoned by it, basically. And he explains about how you know, within 30 days it'll be out of your system, and how all the benefits that happen, and that just the fact that it's a habit. Well, it's not a habit, it's an addiction. And he really goes into some detail explaining it in simple way. He's not condescending or telling you should do this and you should do that and you're going to die and this is awful. But he's not like that. The whole perspective is more about, well, if you could do this, would you do this? If you could do that, would you do that? You know, the onus is on you to make your own choice. And he puts it across in a way where you think, yeah, you're right. You're right. Why would I want to do that? Why wouldn't I want to be free? So the whole premise of the book is very different and very easy to understand, because it's not condescending. It's not an authoritative figure telling you what to do. He's just helping you see how you can free yourself. So reading that book and giving up smoking was not just a very big turning point in my life, but it also gave me evidence to know that I can make changes and I can control my life. It's my choice. I'm in control, and it's it's just my choice, my destiny, and I can do these things that are a little bit difficult. All right, people say it's difficult. People say that's difficult. This is difficult, but it's not just about willpower. It's having the evidence to know and prove to know that you've got faith in yourself to be able to do what you want to do. So that's very, not just inspiring, but very powerful to know that you've got the ability to do what you want with your life and your body, that you can do it if you want to. All right, so that bit of evidence was very powerful for me, I thought. So like I said, that was one of the major turning points in my life. Maybe it would help you. Maybe there's an addiction that you've got that you're struggling with. Let me know in the comments what you think. What are you struggling with at the moment? Or what have you struggled with? And how did you overcome it? So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you overcome, what addiction you overcome. Be interesting to know. All right, take care. That's it for now. Bye-bye.